Hey Arcaders, UberNerd527 here. Before we begin this Arcade Archives Network video, I wanted to take a moment to talk about our official sponsor. Do you want to nerd up your car, window, game system, or etc.? Then Decal Avenue is the place for you. They sell all kinds of neat decals that you can use to personalize anything. The decals themselves cover every nerd's passion, from video games to comics to movies and TV. They've got you covered. So, if it sounds like this is something you'd like, then head on over to decalavenue.com or their Facebook page, facebook.com/decalave. Thanks, Arcaders, for listening, and enjoy the show. Hey Arcaders, and welcome to another Electric Circus SideShow. This is the show where we give you, the Arcaders, very quick reviews, news, and more for nerdy things that you care about. Now, the holidays have come and gone, and because we are the video game nerds that we are, we always get a lot of good electronic toys to play with during the holidays, and this year is no different. This year, both Raygun and myself have been given plug-and-play machines, and these plug-and-play machines, which are basically basic video game machines, are very special to both of us. Now, this is going to be a two-part video. I'll start off the video, and then, of course, Raygun will be coming around with his review. Now, my part of the review is going to be for this. The Sega Genesis plug-and-play machine. Now, I have a big love of Sega, and I can't wait to review this for you. So here is the Sega Genesis review for the plug-and-play by @Games. Enjoy! Before I begin to review, what I want you to know is my history with the original Sega Genesis. This goes all the way back to the first Genesis game I ever played, which was Altered Beast. But it wasn't until a certain blue hedgehog appeared that my fan levels hit critical mass. For the first moment that I laid eyes on that hedgehog, I knew that I had to have a Sega Genesis. In fact, it was that one Christmas that I finally got it, and even today still own it. Because I want to give enough time for this review, I won't go into the entire story. But if you want to get full details, go on to the site because I wrote a whole article about it back in 2013. Now, to give you some information, this plug-and-play machine was created by a company called @Games. They have done a variety of retro plug-and-play machines for retro systems like the Atari 2600, the ColecoVision, and the Intellivision. This system comes packaged with 2 wireless controllers and the ability to hook up old Sega Genesis controllers as well. The 6-button controllers that are included are pretty much the same as the old Genesis controllers were. My only problem with the controllers themselves is that you have to make sure that the top of the controller is pointing to the front of the system, otherwise it won't communicate properly. It also has a slot on the top of the game system for old Genesis cartridges as well. However, you will need those old Genesis controllers to play the games that you plug into the system. The wireless ones don't work. It is very easy to install, and just have an AV outlet on the back of your TV, just plug them right on in. I would say though that this machine may not look as good on the new TVs as it does on the older TVs. Now, inside the system there are 80 installed games from the Genesis library, as well as some homebrew games that they added in as well. Now, the games play pretty much like you remember. However, the visuals, especially the ones on newer TVs, can look not as good as they did on the Genesis. Also, I noticed some sounds from the games don't sound as good as I remember them. It might be because I don't remember them correctly, or it may just be because they couldn't get the sound exactly right. But I know that I remember the Genesis having a better sound quality than the Super Nintendo back in the day. In conclusion, if you're a video game collector or a game purist, this system is probably not for you. The sounds are off, the visuals aren't as impressive as the original, and the controllers can be quite sensitive. But for those who just want to trip down memory lane once and again, this is absolute gem to find. Not to mention that a lot of the games included are hard to find even through sites like eBay. So as a Sega fan, I say it's worth the $40 to $60 price range. And for everyone else, the original system is pretty much just better. Just get the original if you want the original. Or buy re-release versions on the virtual console of your choosing, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, a Wii U, or even the 3DS. Alright, and that's it for my portion of the review video here. Now, in just a little bit, Raygun will be doing his review of the ColecoVision plug-and-play machine. So I hope you definitely keep looking on YouTube and the Arcade Archives website for that video. Hopefully it'll be on as soon as we can. And there might even be a button on here right now that actually may take you to that video. So also look for that as well. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us here for the Electric Circus Sideshow. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe by clicking the button below, and also by joining us on the Arcade Archives website, arcadearchives.wordpress.com. And thank you very much for joining us, Arcaders, and remember to keep playing like it's 1981. Have a nice night, folks.